Joe, thanks for joining us on FATV. You've started 3 games in a row for England. What's your frame of mind at this moment in time?
I'm just enjoying the opportunity to be in and around the squad, and I don't know, feel a bit more comfy with the players and things like that, and obviously the game time's great.
How has this evolved for you being around the England setup? How different do you feel compared to a few years ago when you kind of had 1 cap or 2 cap? Is it a different situation for you personally?
A little bit more, because obviously I've got to know people a lot better. When you first come in, everyone's dead welcoming and stuff, but they obviously got the relationships they've built up through the years and things like that, and it's not difficult, but it's very different to how it is now, because obviously some of the 21s boys are up with me and I've got to know a lot of the boys a lot easier.
If we kind of look at the situation, you've kind of played a lot of games for Man City this season, you're playing regularly for England. Do you feel any additional kind of pressure or scrutiny based on that position that you're now in?
I don't feel it, but I'm well aware that it's there. You know, I'm well aware that people build you up, and as soon as anything does go slightly wrong, they're hard on you. But that's just the nature of the game. And if I want to be at the top level, then I think you've just got to be prepared for things like that. And it's another thing that you need to work on. Another thing that you need to be good at is taking criticism.
You started 2 competitive games last month, 2 victories. What are your memories of those 2 matches and how they went for you and also for the team?
Over the moon with how they went. I thought the team played phenomenally. You know, after we had a difficult friendly against Hungary where we got the result. Stevie really dragged us through, and even though it was a friendly, it meant the world. I think you could tell by the celebrations at the end that to get a result was so important. And then obviously the Bulgaria game was a great performance, and the way we played against Switzerland was frightening to watch for me, because I didn't really have anything to do. But I thought the lads did great in a difficult, one of the difficult fixtures of the group.
Against Bulgaria, there was a goal that almost came from one of your saves. I mean, do you count that as an assist, where you palm away a shot and it leads to a goal for England up the other end?
Not really, because I was a bit disappointed that I palmed it away, but I thought I should have. That's not really how I do it, but it turned out we scored and it was an important goal, so it was nice. And yeah, just to have any input and be part of the team is great.
And at the end of the match against Switzerland, there were 6 Man City players on the pitch, which is a great achievement for the club. I mean, does that help England, the fact that there's so many players who play and train every day, play together for their clubs?
I think so, because we're a tight group of lads. I think we are as a squad, to be fair. I think even though we're from all different clubs and different, obviously, walks of life, I think everyone comes together nicely. But to have all 6 of us, you know, it really feels at home, and it helps us in our club football as well as the international football.
From a goalkeeper point of view, the players in front of you and the defence, there's a couple of players that have come back in. Obviously, John Terry and Rio Ferdinand missed out last time through injury. They're back. What do they bring as individuals with their experience?
They bring an absolute wealth of experience, a wealth of ability. You know, they're 2 of the best defenders in the world. I think that's not even getting carried away. They're definitely 2 of the most respected in the game. And stuff like that, you can't knock. It makes everyone's job so much easier. And the lads that come in did absolutely fantastic. You know, Jags, and obviously Dorse got injured, which was a shame, and Gaz Cahill and Jolie in the last game. I think there's so many good centre-halves that England have at their disposal that it's a good thing for the manager to have so many good players at the back.
And another decision for the manager, I suppose, in terms of Steven Gerrard's captain the team and Rio Ferdinand's now back. What do they bring both as leaders?
Well, Stevie's in that category as one of the best and most well respected in the world. And to have people like that in your team is just so good. You know, you can just look to them and they'll pull you out when needed, and they give you the kind of advice you need, and they really make you perform to your best because they have high standards.
Obviously, you've got an Italian manager at international level with Fabio and Roberto Mancini at Man City. Are there kind of similarities between those 2 and the way they operate? Yeah,
I think so. I think obviously our manager at Man City is a lot younger and not quite done what the England manager's done in the game, but you can tell there's definite similarities, similarities in the way they do things, the way they want things to be done, and it's the norm for me now. You know, it would feel weird to not work with an Italian manager, because everywhere I am, they're there. You know, so and it's great, and I think it's a real winning attitude that they bring towards the players.
Is it kind of every little detail, you know, training sessions, everything, they want to win, you know, and that success is kind of their aim in everything that they do?
Yeah, well, I'm lucky that both squads that I'm involved in are just packed with great players, and you know, and competition for places is so high that no training sessions could be classed as something you could just bin it off, and you know, not really. You've got to be 100% and pushing yourself all the time. I think that's really helped me as a young player.
Looking forward, obviously Montenegro, they've won their 3rd qualifier, so they're top of the group. They've got some dangerous players. Vucinic has scored again. I mean, what are you expecting this game to be on Tuesday night at Wembley?
Game like any other international, you know, every single game is such a tough such a tough experience, because you know we're seen as the kind of team that the teams below us want to beat, and anyone who's higher than us in the rankings is going to be a great team. So every game's so difficult, and I'd imagine Montenegro want to keep their start that they've had, and likewise we want to do the same. So I think we're both pushing each other, and it's going to be an intense affair.